Hey guys, this is John Trent here with BountyandComics.com, and I want to talk to you today about Avengers Infinity War. I just got out of the theater, and I have to say this movie was very good. I don't think it was the best Marvel film ever made. I do think it was the best Avengers film ever made. The best Marvel film still, in my mind, is Captain America Civil War, or Captain America the Winter Soldier, and the only two other Avengers films, The Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, and Avengers Infinity War is definitely the best Avengers film. And the Russo brothers did keep their promise. This film does have a beginning and an end. It's a complete story, which I think was something that a lot of fans probably weren't expecting, given that the film had been teased previously as being two parts. But I would say this film does stand alone. Now, granted, there's obviously setups for the next film that's coming out next year, but the film by itself does stand alone, and it was a very entertaining film. It had a good mix of comedy, action, and dramatic tension, and sacrifice, character. There was definitely character development, mainly with Thanos. He obviously had a mission to achieve the Infinity Stones, but we do see him evolve over the course of the film, which is really interesting. We see a different side to him than what you might have been expecting, which I thought was a really good job. I think Marvel also did a really good job of keeping some of the plot points hidden. There were good surprises, even with me following this movie hardcore and examining all of the trailers and the TV spots. There were still some pretty big surprises that I wasn't expecting. As far as plot beats, I pretty much was on point with all of my predictions. But as far as excuse me, as far as how those plot points would come about, there were some really good surprises. The comedy was really on point. Drax and Rocket Raccoon were by far the best in the comedy department. Drax was my favorite. There's just this one scene with him that I just couldn't stop laughing. It was just fantastic. You'll know it when you see it. And Rocket, he keeps up his theme, and you'll know that when you see it too. As far as the acting, I thought the acting was pretty well done. There was some good tension between Doctor Strange and Iron Man that was done really well. There was really good interaction with Star-Lord and Iron Man. I thought there was really good chemistry among the cast. None of these people have had to have their characters work with each other before, because the main Avengers team was split up. Granted, we did see you had Black Widow and Captain America and Falcon working together. But as far as Tony's team with Spider-Man, Doctor Strange and Star-Lord and the Guardians, they hadn't really worked well together besides Iron Man and Spider-Man, and I thought the chemistry was really well there. I thought the action scenes were extremely well choreographed. The opening action scene was fantastic. It definitely looked like they had a UFC trainer involved, so it was really cool action scenes. I liked the action scenes with the Black Order. I had previously thought that scene that they had showed on Good Morning America and on Jimmy Kimmel was a little disappointing because of how they depowered the Black Order, but once you see the full thing, I thought it played out really well. And then they did a good job of showing how powerful those characters are later on in the movie when they are actually just going head to head with some of the other characters. So I thought that did really well. I thought the power levels of all the characters were pretty on point. I thought there was some really good, as far as plot, there was some really cool plot points. I really liked how the different characters progressed. I liked Nebula's progression. I liked Gamora's progression. I liked Thanos' progression. I thought those were all very well done. As far as visual effects, I mean, this is a huge budget movie. The visual effects are pretty freaking awesome. Thanos and the Black Order with the motion capture was very seamless. There might have been some maybe issues toward the end with the major fight in Wakanda. I can't really like explain it because it would be a spoiler, but I thought there were some issues there. It was a little rushed job, it looked like, in some of those points. It could have been a little fine-tuned and refined to make it come out a little better. But otherwise, the visual effects were very good. Let's get into some of the things that I do take issue with. I think that in the opening scene, there's a bit of an issue where the minor characters, supporting cast from Thor Ragnarok, like Valkyrie and Korg, are nowhere to be seen. That's a little bit of an issue. I do think there's an issue with, there's a certain plot point where Doctor Strange gains knowledge, but he doesn't really share it with anyone outside. He doesn't share it with anyone, really, on screen. So that's a little bit of an issue. But other than that, I think those are like the two big things that really stood out to me that I think could have been a little bit improved upon. But yeah, so this was definitely a good movie. Go out and see it. I'm probably going to go see it again, which I don't normally do. I don't go see movies again, but there's so much that happens in this, you probably have to see it again just to absorb everything. So overall, this was a very good movie. I thought it was high quality, the good humor, good action. There's a good mix of everything you want in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. So I definitely recommend you go and see Avengers Infinity War. And my co-worker or my colleague, Donald Edmonds, he wrote a fantastic review. You should check that out on the website. I'll put the link below in the description. But once again, I totally recommend you go seeing Avengers Infinity War. It's not the best Marvel movie, but it is the best Avengers film. And you'll definitely want to see Thanos' story, because that's what this movie is about. It's about Thanos, and it's about his quest for the Infinity War. And it's about him as a character and what his motivations are and what the Avengers are willing to do to stop him. So I definitely recommend you see it. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. We'll have more videos probably on Avengers Infinity War. We'll be looking at Deadpool coming up here as well, and we'll be starting to shift focus into some Star Wars and also Ant-Man and the Wasp. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, sign up for our newsletter, follow us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter, and all those will be in the description. Thanks, and I'll talk to you again soon. Once again, this has been John Trent with Bounty into Comics.